weekend. Yay, it's Saturday, June 7th, the climatological summertime. Holding on to 71 degrees indoors on the left and down to 67 outdoors. I'm going to resist turning the heat on, but it's a gray, chilled day here on Cape Cod. How's it look out in the front, T-Rex? Chilled day, of course, is relative. 67's pretty nice, but it was in the 90s 48 hours ago, right? And how's it look out front? It looks cleaner. See ya, stop. Can't go that far. We cleared the decks yesterday so we could clean the deck yesterday. So we're getting ready for the summer season, which on the calendar is, I know, June 21st or 22nd. But climatologically, we've been in summer now for nearly a week. It started last Sunday. And since then, let's see, we've had an inch of snow on Mount Washington and close to record cold on Sunday and Monday. And then I think we had a gorgeous Tuesday. Smoke started filling the sky. And then we were in the mid 90s, record hot. A few days later after the snow, it was 95, 96 degrees on Thursday. And then yesterday we had rounds of severe weather with inches of rain and tremendous damage in a few spots in New England, especially Shirley, Massachusetts. That thunderstorm that erupted with the sunrise yesterday morning went across northern Massachusetts, southern New Hampshire. And this is the result in Shirley. Thank you for posting on the X feeds. A lot of imagery coming out of Shirley. And trees were down and the ground was covered with hail. So we had hail right out of the gate yesterday, and it continued off and on all day long up into New Hampshire. It was about a 1/4 inch size hail, 3/4 inch diameter hail. And that doesn't cause a lot of damage. Of course, that's easy for me to say if it doesn't hit my tomato plants. But of course, that kind of situation will hurt your garden, at least in some respects. And that was just 24 hours ago. And I think we're probably done with the damaging thunderstorms, but we are not done with the rain. The regional temperature roundup this morning, and is very subtle. The wind barbs are on here, very subtle front right across southern New England, same kind of position it was yesterday, just a little further south, and actually two fronts. So you see the light breeze from the south from Long Island to Nantasket. So there's a little bit of a confluence with very light wind and almost calm in most of New England. Black numbers are temperatures in the 60s. Blue numbers are dew points in the 60s. So we have a lot of fog around this morning. And there is another wave on this front coming at us. And the wave to the south. Now, there have been two different things we've been talking about. The front coming at us from the north. Energy coming in from the west, three things, and that system that went off North Carolina a couple days ago. And they're all kind of blending today. And even though yesterday the NAM showed almost a nor'easter type situation for New England today with a northeast wind and that southern system clipping Nantucket, it now looks like that's going to mostly fall and miss to the south. And on the satellite image, you can almost make it out. So for a satellite image, you see a lot of smoke in Ontario and a clearing sky now at the Canadian border. And then the thicker clouds are across most of New England with the heavy rain clouds coming out of New York and Pennsylvania into New England. And you can almost make out the energy about 200 miles south of Nantucket of that North Carolina system pretty much not phasing with the front. So that would spare Cape Cod and the islands of the heavy rain today. And it would be more just across inland areas without the thunder. The National Severe Storm Prediction Center says all the severe weather today is going to be focused more in the south, especially with the ongoing storms again today in Arkansas and Arkansas and Oklahoma, and into northern Louisiana, and especially Mississippi and Alabama and Tennessee. That's where the heat is on. That's where this front has decided to stall for the weekend. So we're not really in the threat for severe weather today, but there are going to be some thunderstorms and there are going to be drenching rains. And the radar this morning showed that real heavy weather over Oklahoma into, looks like Alabama, and then into New England. There are flash flood warnings in effect already this morning for this next batch of rain in Pennsylvania and New York that's coming east. How much rain did you get in the last 2 days here on Cape Cod? Nothing. I mean, we had some fog. I don't even think we've had drizzle, but it's damp here. But off the Cape, just west of Boston, here are the CocoRa's numbers. Now, the CocoRa's numbers don't contain all the data, and it shows a few spots of 2 to 3 inches in western Massachusetts and northwestern actually western Massachusetts. It kind of jumped over the Berkshires, didn't it? It was more central Massachusetts with the 2 to 3 inches, and there was a report of 3.5 inches of rain in Orange, Massachusetts. It's not on this list. And then you move north to, I think, where was it? Kentucky and west of Concord. So also some Antrim, I think, came in with 3.7 inches of rain. And then there's other ways of looking at this data. I mean, there's so many people that watch weather and report the data to different entities. The National Weather Service in Portland put out this rainfall total table here, and what was it? I think we saw 5.5 somewhere near Hillsborough yesterday. So there have been flooding rains, and there will be again today on this Saturday. The last dry Saturday in New England again was February 22nd, and not all of New England has had wet weather every Saturday. In southern New England, several of those Saturdays were pretty nice when the rain came in on a Sunday. Well, this week it's going to be pretty nice on our Sunday. Tomorrow's looking pretty good for most of New England. I'm not sure about the south coast and shaking all this gray cloud. And the reason I keep moving my camera around is because the osprey are sweeping by, but they're below the tree line, so I couldn't catch them. So the osprey are here. We had some turkey vultures yesterday, and of course the birds are singing, and T-Rex is being very patient. So why don't we show the NAM for today, which did a pretty good job yesterday. It had most of the heaviest rains north of that flood watch that was in effect all the way into Worcester County and Middlesex County. And today, here's the rain coming at us. And note, most of that action to the south of New England is missing south of New England, so it's the showers and thunderstorms, non-severe thunderstorms, but drenching rains, training showers and storms again today from Berkshire County into Hillsborough County, once again moving from west to east. And note it's pretty focused there in southern Vermont, southern New Hampshire, northern Massachusetts, starting to spread into more central and southern Massachusetts late in the day. And tonight, as we start to dry it out at the Canadian border, the sun may come out this afternoon with much less humid air, but smoky sky. And then tonight, the back edge of that system at sea stays out at sea, so the wind is still going to be very light from the east. There's a weak high pressure system coming into Maine tonight, and tomorrow looks mostly dry. The sun likely comes out in a lot of spots, but you see those little green specks south of Connecticut from Long Island to Nantucket. That's probably where the low clouds and the fog will not burn off. This goes out now to Monday. Now Monday, we're going to have another system coming at us Sunday night and Monday. There's another system supposed to go and miss us just to the south. This is different on the Euro. It shows it coming in. The NAM shows us mostly dry. So that's going to be a moving target here for Sunday into Monday. Tomorrow morning is the New England Longboard Surf Competition in Hull, Massachusetts. I was hoping for a more wound up system going by Cape Cod, but it's not so. So there's just light wind, and it's going to be kind of probably foggy to start the day, but the sun should come out, and the seas should be running anywhere from 2 to 6 inches from the east with an onshore flow. Chick Frody. I've surfed smaller waves than those. It does not look like a very fun surf, but it's always a fun gathering with the friends in Hull, Massachusetts tomorrow morning. And then, of course, there's a band and a party afterwards. That's always a good time. So that's what we'll be covering tomorrow, and that'll be in the end more on Monday. But for today, I guess we should show the Boston meteogram because it does show that optimism for tomorrow. While today the temperature's stuck in the 60s, there's still an onshore flow tomorrow, so that would mean at the coast we're probably not getting above 70 degrees, but it shows nice sunshine in Boston. And then here's where the Euro kind of brings the rain back in, unlike the NAM and some of the other guidance. Brings the rain back in on Sunday night and Monday with a continued easterly flow, which may linger into Tuesday before we're going to have another round of showers and storms. And then a much less humid, sunny pattern should develop again on a Wednesday and a Thursday and may continue into the weekend. It'll be very smoky but brighter. The next weekend forecast has changed dramatically when you see the Euro output. And if you watch every day, you'll understand. And you actually have to watch every day because this is like a weather soap opera. And I talk about how the forecasts change, and there's a lot of meteorology, and got these webcams. I love webcams, and yesterday I cleaned the spider web off of that one. We'll see that in the end more. But let's go to the Euro now. Day by day, play by play, this complex series of fronts in New England with energy coming at us from the northwest, the west, and almost the south with that low. The Euro shows that low off Cape Cod trying to connect. So maybe it's a tiny bit of hope for the surf competition. And then we get that drier weather briefly tomorrow. Now, the tomorrow night system on the Euro didn't even exist 3 days ago, and then yesterday it looked pretty bad, and then today it looks just like we grazed the south coast with rain on Monday and an easterly flow while northern New England stays mostly dry. And then here comes the upper level low spinning a front in our direction Tuesday, and there may be some strong, maybe marginally severe thunderstorms embedded with those downpours coming through here on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, we're getting in a flow coming directly from south central Canada. It's going to be kind of a seasonable to cool or mild flow, depending on how you look at it, in the 70s. But the smoke's going to be here, and instability showers are possible with those big puffy cumulus and the smoke in the sky. Should be a really interesting sky day here on Wednesday. And then here's where there are some wholesale changes, and they began about 3 days ago when we were talking about how Friday the 13th looks sunny and hot. Well, now it looks like the front is along the south coast with a chance of showers, and we are much cooler than the output would have had us a couple of days ago. And it looks nice now for Friday afternoon with the front coming in. It gets very windy. Oh yeah, I forgot. I gotta rewind a little bit here. Slow down. T-Rex. So much going on. I forget to mention all the ISO bars. Look what happens after Wednesday, and a low pressure system goes to our north and east, and a high pressure system's coming at us from the west. See all those ISO bars, the black lines? Very windy from the west there, and I would say nice clean air, but Canada's got very dirty air. It'll be low humidity, but very smoky and windy, and areas that miss the rain could be quite dusty, like Cape Cod with that wind. All right, now we'll keep it going through Friday. The high pressure system is building, so the wind is easing, and what looked like another warm front coming at us next weekend looks like the front tries to stay to our south, and this is a wholesale change, and this shows a beautiful weekend next weekend, even though it'll be a smoky sky. High pressure with nighttime lows in the 40s and daytime highs in the 70s, if this is right. But remember, yesterday on Sunday next week, it had the 570 and 576 line coming at us with warm air and sticky weather and thunderstorms, and now it shows high pressure and beautiful weather. So I think we're going to have to wait. The jury is definitely out for next weekend, but there is potential, possibly it turns nice here before the warmer air and more humid air would come back now on Monday. This goes out to next Monday, a week from Monday. And of course, the backside of that high, if that actually gets in here, would feature more weather coming at us a week from Tuesday or so. Wow, so there's so much going on. It's so hard. You know, we memorize all this. We go out the door. You never know what you're going to see. I would say we're probably done with the weather for now. Out here, there's a family of turkeys. They were out here, a mother and about 13 poults, I think I counted. Oh, extending my arm, I just got hit by a raindrop. So there is some rain on Cape Cod also. And the Cape Cod forecast is really low confidence. I mean, we are so close to that system coming off up from the south, and that one coming in from the west. So not a very pretty Saturday, but a lot of hope for tomorrow. Anyhow, the turkeys were going to be part of the Enmore. We haven't touched the worm farm. We did a lot of pressure washing yesterday on that deck, and I also used the hose to clean the spider webs off of my web camera. A spider web on my web camera on Cape Cod is gone, and the temperature reading, obviously, in Weymouth is not 32 degrees all the time. If you're looking at that data, most of the data on the Weymouth time lapse is correct, but not the temperature. I've got to upgrade my Tempest system. It's got a hardware issue. Lengthy video, which is good if you're indoors watching the raindrops outside. And then tomorrow, hopefully you'll need the sunscreen. It's not going to be the warmest day, but it should be nice for our Sunday before more rain on Monday and Tuesday. And here's the Enmore from yesterday, Friday. Stormy inland, pretty nice on Cape Cod. Straight up noontime, Rex. Look at this. Glassy water in Poults Pond. We used to be able to see the whole pond. Someone put some oak trees there. Birds are singing. Chalupa. Want to lay right down in the sun, Rex? Yeah, you do. So the air has gone still. The front's kind of stalled right over us. Got some alto cumulus. Should we go to the beach or should we do chores? That's a tough one, Rex. Looks like the front lifted back is a warm front. Mayflower Beach. Good seats if you can get them. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. No dogs on the beach though, that's a problem. It looks like we're kind of going back and forth. It was up to 80, now it's back down to about 76. We're right on that boundary. The air's coming around more from the south, but now that crow's pointing toward the north. Think you can help me get the cobwebs off of the web camera? Make a video of me doing it. I don't think the power washer will work because the spray goes like that, but maybe the hose focus I can get up high enough, close enough that we can get that spider web washed off of the web camera. We'll see. I don't know if it's focused enough. Focus.
I can't see the water hitting it.
Lens of the sun.
Whoops. That was a bad zoom. Doesn't even look like it's hitting. Oh, there we go. I can see it hitting it.
Sorry, spider. You can move down to that 60-year-old chimney. 65-year-old chimney. But the roof is only 5 years old, so it's working well. Watch what happens when I turn the camera to T-Rex. Turn the hose to T-Rex.
He doesn't like it.
Is the spider web gone? I'll have to go look at the webcam.
I don't see that spider anymore.
You did not see the spider.
I did.
You could see it. All right, you can. Beautiful yard. I've heard we've got the smallest little turkeys. Oh, they've doubled in size. From what I heard yesterday, they were 3 inches tall. Now they look like they're 5 inches tall. Headed under the rhododendron. Mama, I ain't getting near you. Thinking of Danielle Murr and her story. She's named her turkey Dolly. And Dolly's eggs are getting robbed by crows or something, raccoons. Well, this one had about, I don't know, I think I just see a dozen over there. That one's just chilling. So casual. Just about 5 o'clock. Smoke is definitely filled in. I don't think there are any clouds. That breeze is from the west, so there's no fog or low clouds or anything on Cape Cod. It's quite comfortable. 78 degrees, somewhat humid. Things are all in disarray as it's cleanup season. Spring cleaning lasts into summertime. And that's one of the funnest tools there, the pressure washer. Today, bathing suit and bare feet. Last week I had on all the rain gear. That was 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? But you can see what a difference it makes. It's clean, obviously. And it's the grime from the trees and also sunlight. And every year we do this, but underneath the trees it's a challenge. TK, up for the challenge. Bring it on. Oh, there are some low clouds now starting to show up. Some fog clouds on the south side. First thing this morning, it was warmer on the south side when we had a bit of a breeze from the north between 8 and 10. And now the breeze is coming around from the south, so I would imagine it's warmer on the north side. If the wind is from the north on Cape Cod, go to the south side. If the wind is from the south, go to the north side. Get it? And we didn't make it to the beach, but we did clean the web camera. Notice the spider webs disappear right around 2 o'clock in the time lapse, which is not quite yet. Osprey behind the bent crow, wind vane. And the fog is moving in fairly quickly from the west. I guess maybe west-southwest. Usually southeast is more of a fog direction, but there's some turkeys in the backyard. Why don't we just call it a day looking at the Poults, trying to count them. T-Rex is in there. And I'm pretty sure this is the same brood. Turkeys here. Actually, that mom looks a little smaller. Maybe these ones are different. So I just play us out with a time lapse. Maybe we'll get the sound of the turkeys. and other birds. There's Cape Cod, mostly smoky, little fog at the end. Oh, the little baby just flew right by me. Is that one of your first flights? Maybe your first flight? I think maybe it's easier to fly when they're tiny. Just a guess. And Weymouth, where I pretty much have no idea what happened today, but I think it was a nice day. Cooler with the onshore flow. Okay, thanks for joining us. And let me join you. We're over in the Kelly compound now. We're all together. There's my dad's wheelbarrows. Going in circles. All good. Talk to you tomorrow.